As a mom of toddler boys, I say, don't touch that all the time. And today, I'm saying that to you. Don't touch that. Welcome back to my channel. You are in the middle of a 4-part series talking about what to do when you lose your job. In my previous video, we talked about the do's. And so it was talking about some quick actions that you can take to help reduce your anxiety and feel good about where you're going in this time period of looking for a new job. These are all things that lay the groundwork for future conversations that help you clear the way up to your next career. But on this video, we're going to be talking about the don'ts. And so what we're going to be talking about things that you should not be touching, specifically some financial resources. So before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for a regular, pleasant financial conversation. Have you ever heard the word irrevocable? It's irrevocable. It's irrevocable. It's irrevocable. Come on, ladies. We know that this is just semantics, and both just mean this is a decision that you can't change. So tread lightly. The first don't is do not roll over your 401k immediately. So let's say you've been at this company for 15 years, you've had a really good career with them, and they had a great match. And so you have built up a couple $100,000 within that account. And you've met with your financial advisor, and they're recommending that you roll it over into an IRA. Well, maybe that's a good decision for you, but maybe it's not. And so I want to tell you one little rule that you might want to know in case you're age 55 or older and considering tapping into the 401k for some of your ongoing expenses. And that is that the IRS provides for people who are 55 and older who have been let go from their job or have left their job, that you are allowed to tap into the 401k without that extra 10% penalty. Anytime you're tapping into retirement money for ongoing expenses, you need to be fully aware of the tax ramifications and any penalties that you can incur by taking money out. And one loophole, I guess you could say, for the 401k specifically is that if you are employed and you're age 55 or older and you have that 401k sitting at that company, you are allowed to tap into that 401k and take a distribution without the extra 10% penalty that's typically on any distributions until you turn age 59 and a half. Your life is in a state of flux right now, and you don't need to be making that irrevocable decision to move the 401k into an IRA and give up that waiving of the 10% penalty if you're between ages 55 and 59 and a half. Item number 2 is don't collect your Social Security automatically just because you're between the ages of 62 and your full retirement age. Here's the deal. Sometimes if we've lost our job and we're in that zone of 62 to our full retirement age, we might think, well, fine, I'm just going to collect my Social Security because I want to get the most from the government anyway. And while that's all well and good for the months that you are not employed, it really does put you in a little pinch if you land that new job. Here's the big picture items that you need to know about the earnings test. Of course, there's more learning to happen there if you're deciding to tap into it, but know the basics. So here's the basics. If you're below your full retirement age and you start collecting your Social Security, you are only allowed to earn a certain amount every month. And if you go over that amount, for every $2 that you go over that dollar amount, Social Security is reduced by $1. So if your paycheck is $1,500 and you earn $2 more than you should over this threshold, then that becomes $14.99 per month. And this continues to go. So if we are really jumping back into a nice paying job, it can cut your paycheck, your Social Security paycheck, to zero. And so you just need to be aware of that earnings test and the rules there as you are considering whether or not to tap into Social Security or to find a new job or looking at other resources. All right, friends, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Having lost your job in a time like this where there's so much uncertainty worldwide is scary. And that's why I think I'm seeing such a trend of conversations just like this. What do I do now that I've lost my job? Do I pay off my credit card? What do I do about my mortgage? What about my retirement account? Do I keep it invested or do I take a distribution for current living? These are core, crucial conversations that you need to be having to have a clear mind and to feel really good about the decisions that you're making in the short term and how they're impacting your long term. And if that's a conversation you would like to have, feel free to reach out to me at www.pleasantwealth.com. Once you reach out and request a meeting, we'll be able to have a conversation, just an introductory meeting to talk about where you're going, where you're at today, and what's getting in the way, and help you find a good, pleasant solution so that you can hit the ground running as soon as you find that new job.